What's up with it, y'all, man? It's Polo Sports Talking ENT. Uh, Back again with another one. Make sure you hit the like, hit the sub, and also comment on this video as well. Also hit the notifications too, so that you're able to get my videos as well. I want to talk about the psychological advantage that the Bucks have now in favor of the Suns. Okay, now I know a lot of people might disagree that, going forward, this was just, 2 games, and they're gonna go ahead and possibly close it out in Phoenix and everything like that. Nah, I don't think that that's gonna happen, and if it does happen, it's not gonna be quite that easy. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Okay, we have to look at, for one, the most obvious. Okay, I know some people are saying that, the obvious is that Budenholzer has kind of made it to where Brook Lopez is playing less minutes, and I want to give a shout out first off to Ticket TV and also Two Raw for Sports as well. If you haven't subbed to either one of those channels, go ahead and sub to those brothers. Okay, they rep for the LDBC hard, and they definitely got a well-rounded knowledge of the game, uh, and they spoke on this as well. Now, Lopez, and I've said it before, and I told I told True to King this, and I told a couple of others this as well, a couple of other of my subs. I think it was I want to say Go Mike, but this is what I told them. Okay, I said that when Brook Lopez is playing less, the game opens up so much more. And then on top of that, Bobby Portis is the one that's actually bringing uh, the amplified energy that you need, and he played great yesterday as well. Okay, yes, I know Middleton, he played great, but I've told people this time and time again to, we need to. No, I got on Middleton's helmet, pause for a little bit and everything, but I stopped getting on Middleton so much because you can't fault his effort that he puts in defensively. Now he take like the first I would say the first game. You had to question what he was doing, but in terms of his shot selection and what Middleton brings to the table defensively, and also his sheer ability to knock down free throws, you can't that's something that you can't deny about Middleton. But having said all of that, the thing that we need to look at is something that nobody's really paying attention to, and I've said it time and time again. Now, whenever you have a psychological advantage, any type of psychological advantage over your opponent, especially a great offensive player, well, he's emerging as great. I would say he's a great, shooter when he wants to. Uh, in Booker, then you you pretty much have found the blueprint or the recipe to actually irritate or agitate this guy as much as you can. PJ Tucker did it. Hey, what's up, Joe Johnson? I see you in the building, man. PJ Tucker has did it to Booker, and so has Patrick Beverly. They found a way to frustrate Devin Booker and get under the skin of his of the of Devin Booker. Now, I know that PJ Tucker, he's not, like I said before. I told True the King this yesterday on the show. If you haven't subbed to Trudy King TV, go sub to his channel. Okay, brings a lot of great content. I told him this on the show. I told him that PJ Tucker might not. He's not going to fill up the stat sheet. He's not. He's not going to wow you with his offensive pizzazz. He's not going to hit a lot of shots. He'll probably hit the the corner shot. But the thing about it is that's not what we're looking at PJ Tucker for. Okay, you're looking at PJ Tucker to be an all-out defender. He could play multiple positions. He could play inside and he could play out. And then on top of that, what's key psychologically, he could really frustrate an opponent to the point where it's driving them nuts. Now, yes, I understand Devin Booker had 42 points and shot well, 17 from 28 from the field, I think it was. But either way, they still lost the game, and it means nothing when you don't get the wins. Salute to you, TJ. I'll see you in the building, man. Matter of fact, go sub to my boy TJ Sports Talk, and he brings a lot of great content too. Definitely an LDBC brother too. And I'm gonna let my boy LDB, a part of the LDBC family, go JMJ in just a second, man. Let me get this off though, JMJ. Um, Another thing that I have to add to is that we're not looking at how the Bucks are just mentally wearing down the Phoenix Suns. Okay, yes, is their ball movement the greatest in the world? No, it's not. As my boy Turra said, it's not. Do they play a lot of isolation ball? Yes, they do. But the thing about it is their physicality. Budenholzer has really found a niche. I'm impressed with Budenholzer. I can't even front. I get on Budenholzer's helmet, and I say his adjustments are are questionable. But at the same token, I have to give credit to what's credit is due. Uh, I said that Budenholzer was coaching for his life when he was coaching against against Brooklyn. Okay, and then when he had to go ahead and he had to coach against Atlanta, of course, he was coaching for his life. So we have to understand that whenever you gain that psychological edge and then you find a blueprint, you stick with it. Now, this is what I want to see as I let JMJ go ahead and piggyback off of what I'm saying. I'm going to say this final point. I want to see more Porters. I want to see less Brook Lopez, and I want them to continue to use the strategy that they've been using so far in terms of PJ Tucker and Giannis, because a lot of people don't realize that Giannis, he was more of a defender this game. He was, if you paid attention to the game, you look at that. Giannis was guarding CP3, and that says the versatility about Giannis. If you're gonna sit here and you're gonna say that Giannis isn't a superstar, he doesn't have that much in his bag. He still needs to work on his free throw shooting. Listen, give him to me. Because the last time I checked JMJ, you have to play both ends of the floor. The last time I checked, the greatest, who we consider the greatest, the GOAT, and Michael Jordan, played both ends of the floor. The last time I checked, champions played both ends of the floor, such as a Kawhi. So, that has that's a two-time defensive player of the year. That's that's the last time I checked. So when your leader is out there playing defense and playing on a Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame point guard, that says a lot, and that sets the tone. The tone was automatically set, and they opened up the game in the third quarter because they started to let it slip away just a little bit, but they had to get back on their grip. So Budenholzer has to continue to do an excellent coaching job and continue to checkmate at the points where it needed to be checked. Because let's just face it, Monty Williams is not a easy coach to coach against. And then on top of that, you also have to realize that Bobby Porter's is going to be your energizer bunny. That's the guy that you need. And I'm gonna talk about Bobby Porter's something that y'all didn't know about that I knew about Bobby Porter's a little bit later when I make the stream if y'all pull up. But JMJ, man, I kind of went over a little bit, but I had to get that out. JMJ 21, man, what you got on the game? What you got thinking about how Budenholzer coached, and also the psychological advantage that PJ Tucker has.
Man, PJ Tucker been had that. He just had to go to the right team. That's all PJ Tucker was. He had to go to the right team. Bobby Porter's, you know, he could be a psychological edge too. But I'm gonna tell you this though, and I'm proud what they did though. But when they had put Kareem and Big O in that on that front line, on that front seat, because they the ones that started all this, So that's very motivational right there. It didn't hurt to have that too. We trying to tie it up. But I'm gonna tell you this though, that Milwaukee should win at America West Arena. If y'all don't win at America West Arena, at least make it a game seven when it comes to, at the Bradley Center. So it don't hurt to have that. And Bobby Portis and PJ Tucker, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But you had Chris Middleton having 40 points. And that thing that I told them to step back, but they have 11 points that game three. You remember 11 points in game two. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do much in game four, but Giannis had to do that. You know, but Drew Holiday stepped up. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it don't hurt to have Pat Covington. You know, try to make the clutch shots and you know, but what's it called? When Chris Middleton did his thing, 40 points, but you still got to look at um Giannis Antetokounmpo with a 26, 14, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. So other than that, man, Giannis and them, they got a real advantage. So don't do that stuff on home in the hometown, but you can't do that on the road. And that's where the road thing stands. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, you
hopefully
keep
we can
changing your
have
name
a
up
great
on me,
game.
man. You starting to be like Goat Mike a little bit, man. You got like several different names, man. I can't keep up with you, man. First it was
No, no, no,
Blackface,
no,
then
I
it's
ain't trying to keep
TJ,
up with
then
you like
then
that.
it was several other names. Oh, you back JMJ?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
been doing that. I've been there. I've
okay,
been
yeah,
back.
cause you had fell out and I couldn't hear you, man.
Oh, you can't hear me, but I'm gonna tell you this there, Polo. You know, it don't hurt to have Kareem and Big O. Bobby Portis and PJ Tucker doing their thing. Giannis Antetokounmpo doing his thing, and you know, you know, yeah. You have Booker had 42 points, but Chris Paul only had 10 points. I said, Lord have mercy. Don't get frustrated now. Wait till the next game. CP3. You know what I'm saying? The other people down there. You know what I'm saying? Have a motivational game for America West Arena. Excuse me. Never know. Charles Barkley might be there one day. No KJ or Dan Marley in them. They might have somebody. They might have have people that down there that can motivate you to make this a nice little series. You know what I'm saying? Going on to game 7, and that's about Thursday, right? Is that the third? I think it's game 7, right? You know what I'm saying? They having 2 days off. I like the travel players off of that. You know what I'm saying? I like the travel players how they doing it. Go to practice, go in, go early, go to practice and all that stuff. So other than that, man, shoot, I want to see may the best team win. I want it to be a draw, but I just want to see. I just want to see this go to a game 7 to the finish and the overtime. But if we ain't gonna have it, but it was very good. But they say the Raiders is down on that too. I was like, man, shoot, it's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really disappointed about the. Hey, say I'm really disappointed about the Rays, but at least we watching something. You know what I'm saying? Besides football and baseball, yeah, I like baseball myself. I just don't like football. So no, we already see what they gonna say about hockey. You know, what it
Right.
was the highest rated. You know what I'm saying? Besides basketball, but you know, we gonna see how this goes, Polo.
Yeah, let me address these comments real quick. Now, I was you said that Drew Holiday makes my skin itch. Listen, Drew Holiday, man, like I said before, and I said this yesterday, he is a roller coaster ride in terms of his offense, but his defense is surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, has been consistent. That's just what I said about Middleton. See, the biggest thing, like when you're not playing well on offense, you have to do other things on the court. That's what made other players great, like Larry, Michael,
Yeah, Magic and all that, man. All that stuff, man. And all that misses, all that stuff, man. Because we ain't had nobody. It was Wilt and Bill Russell. It was Magic and Bird. You know what I'm saying? Jordan and Isaiah a little bit. You know, Dr. J, Larry Bird, whoever. You know what I'm saying? LeBron versus whoever. You know, you can't have they ain't talking about ratings going down because of this and the ratings going down because of that. You know, so we'll see how that goes in these next couple of games. I see Saturday they'll have the NBA at America West Arena. So we'll see how that goes. About 6 o'clock Western time, 9 o'clock Eastern, and we're gonna see how that goes. I know Midwest is probably about 8 since you in Texas down there. So we're gonna see how that goes, Polo. Can you hear me, Polo? Yeah, but I have Barkley, Garfield, Hurd if he's still out. Whoever that played on that against the Boston Celtics team in Phoenix. So you know,
fell out for a little bit in
can
that
you hear me,
area.
Polo?
But TJ, you were saying that you've always been TJ, but you changed your name. You were blackface, right? Because you were blackface, then you were TJ. I know your name. You know what I'm saying, but I'm talking about your actual your YouTube channel name or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was referring to. JMJ brought up a good point too, and I'm gonna say what he said too. He was talking about how like when you have the older players come there to motivate you. It's sort of like what AI and Dr. J. did when they went tried to motivate us with the Sixers or whatever. Well, that was a good point that you brought up about Oscar and about Kareem, or also known as Lou Alcindor or whatnot. Sometimes you do need that motivational push for guys that have been there and have gotten it done. Even though Dan Marley, KJ, some of those guys, and
You kind of breaking up a little bit there, Polo. Kind of, yeah.
the bus. He threw him up under the bus and said that they didn't have any chance. Oh, but now, oh yeah, my Phoenix Suns. Man, you better get out of here with that, Chuck. You was out of line, man. You was out of pocket for that. What you think about that, JMJ?
Who? Who you talking about? Who you talking-
Charles Barkley, man.
Well, well, he went to the '93 finals. Shoot, you ain't had
No,
Paul
but
Westfall. Westfall, Westfall passed away. You know what I'm saying? Garfield, her, whoever. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to win a championship for, their prospective teams in Phoenix.
right.
So other than that,
That's
man,
that's how I'm saying. He used to play for the Suns, right? He wanted to say he moved out the Suns because he was sitting there. He was making it seem like they didn't have any chance. But then he wants to turn around. Then he wants to jump on the train. Now that they're about to win. You know what I'm saying? That don't like. I'll be like, man, skip all that, man. You threw us up under the bus. You weren't with us in the beginning. Now you wanna say, oh, my Phoenix Suns and everything. In the beginning, he wasn't even talking like that.
hmm hmm am I gonna talk about Chicago Bulls like that? No. If they win a championship, after Jordan and after Derrick Rose, I'm gonna be happy. But you know, I guess it got that motivation that the Chicago Bulls,
Hmm.
they need to do. If they win the championship, they still need to do better, just like the '90s Bulls. That's why I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Suns, they need some motivation on there. You know what I'm saying? Monty Williams is a good coach. He took them to the finals. Budenholzer too. But it don't hurt to have motivation down there. Hurt to have motivations. People on the front line. Not on the front line on the bench. I want to see Kareem doing sky hooks on y'all again. But
Come on, man.
I want to see Big O making a fat assist or something like that. Go get you a
Right,
rebound. Try to go get you a triple double. You
right.
know,
Right.
just like the
Now,
Phoenix
now,
Suns.
South Solidico. If you listen to the beginning of the stream, man, I gave him his flowers. So, and I've already said that I never said that he was a horrible coach. I just said that he needs to stick with a blueprint and continue with it, man. So, Mike Budenholzer, I don't think he's like a horrible coach or nothing like that. I mean, shoot, he's better than Lloyd Pierce. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's better. He's better than some of these other coaches in there and everything. But it's just a matter of him sticking with what he did. You should have did that with Brooke Lopez. Yeah, go ahead, think about it. And you could go ahead and come in here too. South you have something on your mind. But I mean, that's what it is, though. They have gained a psychological advantage, and they've gained in terms of the coaching, he's checkmated Monty Williams. Now we're going to see how Monty Williams responds. I'm not going to go to sleep on Monty Williams. What you think about that, JMJ?
Yeah, they better win at American West Arena. I don't care what they say. I still call it American West Arena. You know,
Right.
if they could do the same thing, if they could do that at home that they do on the road, you should get the win. But if you don't, it's gonna be over in 6. But if y'all can have that motivation, They put this stuff on the road and put this stuff on the what's it called. But some people say they could win four straight. Some people say they could win four straight off of that. But other than
I
that, y'all
mean,
got 2 days. You got two
you
days
you
to
really think they could? Do you think that they could, JMJ?
It all depends. It all depends. You on the home floor, and matter of fact, you 0-2 on the road. Man, you 0-2 on the road, Milwaukee. We're gonna see how you do on the road this time. You know what I'm saying? This ain't it's a psychological game, man. If you can handle
Right.
that on the
That's what I said.
psychological game, you can what's it called? You can win on the road or what's it called? You know what I'm saying? Kobe did it, Jordan did it, Kareem did it, Magic did it, Bird did it. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
know? Everybody did that. When they go on the road, they can boo your high point all you want to. You know what I'm saying? As long as you make the best shots available and hit that free throw line, hit that charity strike like it's 100%, man. Right on line, right on target. Put that joint, just save the semi and watch your lane. And then they watch their lane and hit the shots. And that's what I want to see, man. I want to see that. I want to see if the road team win or the home team win, but
Yeah.
you get better. Yeah, I want to see that, man. If the road team, it can't break the hump, you know what I'm saying, break the streak, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna see how that goes.
Right.
Hmm.
You said LeBron did it. Oops, can't say that here. What can't you say? South Political, stop it, man. I don't. If you talk about I talk about everybody on this channel, man. You already know that, man. I'm not a person that's. Oh my God, you said LeBron. Oh my God, no.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna tell you this there, bro. It's a very psychological advantage between home and road. You know what I'm saying? And some people got money on that, and some people don't. But I want to see somebody that you know can win on the road or win at home. If it's the home team winning, it's gonna be the same stuff all over and over again. I want to see somebody win on the road too. But at home, I want to see somebody win at home too. Yeah, but we gonna see how that goes. We'll see how this goes, man. Other than that, man, we gonna see how that goes. You know.
Going on, Polo? I just trolling you a little bit. What's going on, man? But
What's going on, man?
I don't, I don't feel
Can
like
you
you
can
had.
I was making sure you could hear me and everything.
Nah, I just started hearing you now. I don't know if you've been talking prior, but
That's what
Someone
I
said,
was. I kept asking if everybody could hear me.
but but
Go ahead, man. What do you have on?
I,
Really,
I
the
will
initial
say this.
title, which is
I
about
will say
having
this. I don't.
the coaching checkmate as well as the psychological advantage,
I
particularly with PJ Tucker.
I don't feel like. I will say this, Polo. You might push back on this. I don't feel like you had the same energy about Budenholzer because I think we spoke on it, and I've been backing these coaches since the playoffs started. Even even some of these coaches that I'm not very familiar with. These
Hmm.
coaches haven't got
What do
this
you
far
want? You want
because
a
they don't know
cookie?
what they're doing.
Listen here, man. Listen. Do
Nah,
you
this
want
ain't
a cookie? Do you
no
want a
this
lollipop,
no this not
nigga?
no
What are
this.
you talking about, man?
Look at you, you
I
getting
have
in your
never
feelings.
ever said that Budenholzer cannot coach. I already told you that. I said he sucks at
Now
making adjustments. I told you that.
So
But I
why are you saying
my
so?
energy is the
Okay.
same. I'm gonna get on everybody's helmet, Sal. You already know
Polo,
that.
come
Yeah.
on.
Hey, I'm gonna get on
We
when
know
you
when
mess up.
people
It's just like Devin Booker. What
he
did I say?
but
I said that, he like I think earlier in the season I said he's mentally
but
sometimes he's mentally unstable. But when he had that
Polo.
situation with Patrick Beverly, guess what? I said he was mentally strong because he didn't make any
I
excuses about the
I
broken nose. Go ahead though.
I expect a better take from you than that because remember what I've been saying. This is the finals, man. These are two good teams. They're gonna have to play some games to really see to s- and make adjustments, bro. It's just not that gonna be that simple as you come out and you know every adjustment you want to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We don't watch too much basketball for it to be early in a series and team I already know pretty much what they want to do with each other. They play in two totally different conferences. They see film on each other, but you got to see how y'all gonna play it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I came on here. I defended these coaches like a Budenholzer. I know a little bit about Budenholzer in Atlanta and different places. He's had a certain level of success, but you know some of the flack that he had been getting, I was, I've been saying was undeserved. Man, this team ain't got that far because he can't coach. And some of these
Right.
guys that people have been criticizing him giving minutes, you can't go out there and play 6 or 7 guys in the playoffs, man. These other guys got to get minutes, and you got to get them, and you got to play them enough to get them confidence.
But
Yeah,
but the
it's in certain point.
the problem with that South though, the problem with that, and we already know, and JMJ, we know what the Achilles heel was. Why in the hell were you gonna have Brooke Lopez and playing him as many minutes as you were? No, you can't play every single personnel for every series. It just doesn't work that way. Case in point, the
I
Lakers.
I agree with that, but at the same time, you can't. It's this is the thing. Just like I had an argument with a guy, and I know you want to agree with this. It was a
Hmm.
guy on T Price channel. He was arguing with me about in game three, Middleton didn't have a real good game three. And he was trying to make an argument that Budenholzer should have set him down because he was playing, wasn't having a good game offensively. I was like, no, you don't. It's
Okay,
the
well,
reason why they've got. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
first off, the guys that you're arguing with, there's very few on those panels that actually know the grip about basketball.
But
You shouldn't be arguing with
but I'm trying
some
to make a
people that
point.
really don't even have any concept, much less even played the game or whatever. Some people
But
just talk just to hear they talk. Listen,
yeah, I
I'm
know.
gonna say this, and I'm gonna
But
let you get it out. Hold on, let me get this out, South. I have to say this. Middleton, haven't I mentioned this? I said for all that people shit on Middleton about, right? About him not doing this and calling him middleman and all this other stuff. Okay, yes, I'm gonna get on his helmet when he makes ill-advised shots and stuff like that. But the one thing that you cannot get on Middleton about, and that I haven't got on him about, is about his defense because I've said it, and you've heard me say this, Al. He leads the playoffs in defensive win shares. And to me, defensive win shares is just as important than anything. And I know you're gonna be like, well, that's overrated. No, it's not. It's not. It's not overrated at all. Go ahead.
okay, let me see if I can keep the same spoke on my point I was trying to make. But
Well, you got
what
to
I'm
keep
trying
up
to
with the
tell you,
speed. Have you had the latte,
no,
your coffee, your shots in the morning? Come on
no,
now.
no. Normally you don't
Come
cut
on.
people out, but it's all right. It's all right. You and your feelings this
I
morning.
mean, you go into those
But
channels, man. There's like 8 different niggas, and you can't talk. And now we're talking one on
oh
one. There's
no,
only
I
three
don't. I
niggas.
don't
Come
do
on, do
none
the
of
math
that.
on that.
Hey, T Price don't do none of that on his channel. You know that.
No,
And
Chief
when it's
Price
like that, I
don't do
don't get
none
on
of
that.
that. Well, hey, I'm sorry. That's his channel. This is my channel.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know
get on
what I'm
no
saying? If
channels
you
with no
want to go
crazy.
there,
Hey, hold
But
on.
listen, you know how we
That's the
rocking. We
reason.
having a one-on-one conversation, brother.
Yeah, but you cut me in the middle of my point, but I'm gonna try to get back to it. What I was trying to draw a parallel is the guy was saying that they should have been that Middleton in game three because he wasn't playing that
This
well
nigga's supposed to cry.
offensively. And I was And I would assume you would agree with the fact that you don't bench a guy like Middleton because he's not having a good offensive game because they have gotten this far based on him being aggressive. And it's certain players that you're gonna need to depend on to a certain capacity, and you let them play minutes to see if if they can give you something. You just don't cut them off because you're gonna need them. Now, do they need Brook Lopez to play 30 plus minutes this series? No. But his minutes he's played since they made the adjustment and cut his minutes down have still been valuable because of the confidence of letting
All
him
right.
play in the
Are you
series.
finished?
You understand what I'm saying? So this this
Yeah, I
this I
understand
think this
exactly
some of
what
the
you're
this
saying,
is
and
some of the interest.
I have comprehension of that.
I here go nigga. Let me finish nothing. It's that type of day. Go ahead.
No, what do you, man? You
Now
need to
you
calm
normally ain't
down,
like
man.
this.
For real,
No, I'm
it's
not.
not even that
I'm
serious.
very calm. But this ain't no. I'm just like
Yeah.
you to cut people points. But go ahead.
No, I asked if you were finished.
Now I wasn't actually finished. I was wrapping
Okay,
it
go
up.
ahead, man.
What I was saying is I was making a point of that um the coaches will go to what's been successful for them until they're forced to make an adjustment. So playing Lopez, you got to remember coming out of that Hawks series, guys like Lopez and Portis finished that series off well, especially with Middleton not being out. So of course, the perception was they were going to have to play a different type of basketball. But early in that series, he stuck with some of the players that had been playing good prior to going into the finals, right? And now he's starting to tweak and make those adjustments and even more adjustments that were needed by playing a couple of games. And I was saying that from the start of the from at the end of game one. But people have these impulsive like, I'm not speaking directly to you. Oh, he a bad coach because he done lost one game or lost two games. I'm like, man, series is not over. It's a lot more basketball to be played. But go ahead.
Just first and foremost, okay, and I'm be calm about it since you think that we're riled up and all this other stuff. Okay, look, first and foremost, all right. This is this is Polo Sports Talking ENT. Okay, I'm if I go to another show or something like that, I'm not going to do no comparison and contrast of what I see on that show or what's going on. Okay, so if I go to Ticket Show or something like that, if I go to True the King show or something like that, if I go to FYF, if I go to any any of these other channels or whatnot, I'm not going to mention oh well they do this on that show or anything like that. No, we're right here and we in this mess. Okay, so let's just keep it like that. All right, we do things. Uh,
Yeah,
we do think we have a way that we run things over here. I got love for all those other guys, but listen, this is our show. It's no
but
disrespect to anybody else. Okay, now go ahead, man. Go
now
ahead.
Polo, respectfully, you know who I am. I'm not a guy that goes on anybody panels that exhibit any kind of dysfunction. And I only alluded to T Price channel based off of just to give an example. And I know he's a respected person. You and him are two people that I respect the utmost, and I don't come on your platform and disrespect y'all. And y'all give me, and I still appreciate y'all guys for giving me the opportunity to come on and express my feelings. But I didn't mean that in no ill manner from what I said. I was just using an example of a conversation I had with a guy. So, my, I
Listen,
wasn't using that example to diminish your platform or nothing like that. I don't do stuff like that. But we can't hear you right now. We can't hear you right now.
Yeah, I'm right here, man, fellas. I'm right here. Dad, you breaking up there, Polo?
Yeah, you breaking up.
Breaking up.
Yeah, you in a bad spot.
Can y'all hear me?
We can
Yeah,
hear you now.
yeah. We can hear you there, bro. You know. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I hope this go to a game 7. I want this to be a draw, but
You
there ain't
want it
no
to be a
such
draw.
thing. As,
Just told you
yeah,
just to to calm down.
yeah. I want this
Ho-
to be a
Hold
draw,
on,
but
we can't
it's a
hear
such
you.
thing
Hold
as
on.
a game 7 in the overtime. But we'll see how that goes, man. It might be the best
Can y'all hear me?
game.
Now we can
Yeah, I
hear you.
can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, sir. So
Y'all can hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You know.
Okay. I'm just making sure you can hear me because you kept saying that you couldn't hear me. I was trying to make a point, but anyways, the thing about it is we okay whenever Budenholzer had messed up with his adjustments and his coaching decisions, I never said, okay, oh yeah, get rid of. I never. If you go back and listen to anything, any of my streams, I never once said that he should get fired, and I never said that Chris Middleton. Uh, I said this is what I said about Chris Middleton. I said on the offensive wise, he should be sitting at the table with some people that that fail to get it done under pressure sometimes because he came up short sometimes. And I did say that, like like a Paul George or like some other players that have time and time again been able to do that. But like I said, I never once questioned his tenacity on defense and him doing other things. That's the one thing that you can't spot me doing. Just go back and listen to my videos.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can't say. But I try my best to keep the same energy
Hey,
that I had, for the
and
other, the coach or the player and stuff. But if you do mess up, it's just like Brook Lopez. I like Brook. Believe it or not, I like Brook Lopez more than what you think. But I said this: he's not reliable in this series. Yeah, he had he scored a lot of buckets and everything, but he wasn't filling up his stat sheet, and he can't move laterally. Neither can Aiden. Aiden can't move
I,
laterally well, at least with Giannis. He has a tough time with playing Giannis, and you
I
see that.
po-
And guess what happened?
yeah,
He was versatile. He was able to play CP. He was able to play with CP3. Giannis can play all over the floor. Go ahead, man.
yeah. Uh, Polo, I agree. You didn't. I did have a feeling that you weren't favorable of Budenholzer, but I can't honestly say you didn't have certain takes as people in different places, and just looking at certain comment sections of people and seeing the takes on different coaches, whether it was Budenholzer or Tyronn Lue and all these other different coaches. But I want to make a specific point to say that you know I think people make takes and they feel like certain players are not gonna play at all, and I'm like, no, these guys gonna have to give him minutes. He can't play 6 or 7 people in a series, so Lopez is gonna have to give him minutes. Certain players, as a coach, certain players are going. You're gonna have to instill confidence in certain players, even though they might not have favorable, it might not be a favorable matchup or favorable things for them. And you'll eventually start to make those adjustments, but you can't move off them and then have them lose confidence to where they can't give you nothing. That's the point I've been trying to make. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you might not agree with me, but a lot of people look at the game and be like, Lopez, he can't play on the court, this and that. Oh, of course, in certain matchups with in the starting lineup, it's not favorable for them. We know that, but this he's gonna have to be able to get him valuable minutes in some aspect of the game because you can't play 5 people the whole game. It's not 2K basketball. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not making this direct point to you saying that you were saying exactly that, but that's the point I've been trying to make about Budenholzer. Like I felt like he was gonna ride them guys a little bit and see how much he can get away with playing them and how long he can play them as far as winning games because he know he's going to need these guys to have confidence to play well when he put them in the game because you can't play 5 guys for 48 minutes. Some of these guys are gonna have to be effective. In some aspects of the game, you're gonna have to be able to put some bigs in and hurt a team and hurt certain lineups because a team trying to play small or they trying to do certain things. You get what I'm saying? He must have got bounced out.
Yeah, he probably did, man. But you know, we're gonna see how the road team does in this game, though. You know, you know, political. We're gonna see how this
Yeah,
road team goes. You know.
yeah. I think people, and because see, I respect a lot of takes because Polo very objective, you know, and I just want to come on and pretty much say that about the coaching because a lot of people try to criticize coaching every time they lose a game. Like this is the playoffs; these are good teams. You're gonna lose games, especially on the road. So a coach is bad because you know what I'm saying. Like, no, man.
Yeah, but we'll see how this goes. There, political. You know, I'm gonna let y'all go. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feed these dogs. I already walked them, so let me let you go, political and polo. I'm gonna bounce up out of here. I see you did a few videos on, but I see you got a reminder on Tyson Fury. So, but other than that, man, I want to see this joint
Uh,
Saturday. Saturday, you know, to see how these fellas go about. You know what I'm saying? You know, see how these fellas go about in the game
next
five.
game Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. It's on Saturday. If you ain't
Oh,
got
that's
regular TV, if you ain't got regular TV, you better you better go to a sports bar or something. You know what I'm saying?
oh no, I don't
Ain't
got no
nothing wrong
problem
with that.
watching the game, but you
No,
know,
no, no. Some people, some
okay.
people, tickets channel. They talking about show the game, show the game. You ain't gonna copyright him to anybody. You ain't gonna copyright no doggone game. You ain't gonna copyright them because they show the doggone game, man. And that's the problem, you know. 5 years of ticket, they talk about they do the stream joints on the game. I said, man, y'all ain't got no money for no regular TV. Y'all ain't got no regular TV. Some people like I understand with the cable,
But, but some
but
of
some
these
people,
cable networks don't let you get regular like ABC and certain networks. That's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you can your service provider might let you get all these other channels, but then you don't get regular ABC and local. That's some weird stuff, but it does
yeah,
go on.
yeah, yeah.
You
But
know.
he blocked them too. You know what I'm saying? He tried to call the game out. You can't show the game. You can't watch a boxing game. You can't watch a boxing pay per view. You better listen to what they say. You can't watch a boxing pay per view now unless you get it or you listen to the commentary off of that. So, feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But other than that, man, let me let y'all go, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Salute to
try to
the
see it.
political.
Oh yeah, man. So
Salute
salute
to
to you.
the
I can't see your
political. You know
name
what I'm
because it kind
saying?
of blocked this graphic kind of blocked the panel. I can't really see who you is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But I'm gonna
But it
tell
was
you
good
this.
talking to you, my guy.
It's good talking to you. Political and polo.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Oh,
I
you
had to
back?
get you another. I had to get you another area, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
I
All
don't
right,
know how much.
man. Let y'all
I
go,
don't.
man.
Oh,
I don't
you
know.
going, JMJ?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay then, brother.
Yeah, I don't
All right.
know how much you heard that I said, Polo.
Nah, go ahead and say everything over again.
Now, basically, I was saying that in the whole prospect of being a coach, you know, it's gonna be players that certain matchups against teams are not gonna be favorable. When you look at your roster, you know you're gonna have to depend on them to give you some minutes. And then even you can look at the concept of sometimes the strategy is to go to start a series off with what's been winning for you, and then when it don't work, start to make the adjustments. And that was a point I was making to a lot of people because I knew a lot of people and me myself knew ideally a more favorable thing for them to do was to play small against Phoenix. You know, that's one of the play a smaller lineup and switch to pick and rolls to try to take the pick and roll game away from Phoenix. But you can't play that lineup for 48 minutes. You're gonna have to sub people. People gonna have to give you valuable minutes. And that's one of the other concepts that people are not really looking at. Yeah, you when you look at their
Yeah, I
roster,
feel you. Keep on talking, bro.
yeah, when you look at their roster, they're able to do certain things, but you have to play these bigs because they have, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to play them to win. And you seeing Lopez minutes starting to cut down, and he knowing where he want to play him as the series is going on. But when the early in the series, most people like basketball series kind of like boxing matches where fighters come out and they might have scouted a fighter, but they might come out doing what they sticking to what they normally do to win fights, and then having to make an adjustment as the rounds go on. That's kind of like series. If Walker come out with what was success for them going into that series, and then had to make adjustments as the series go on.
Well, sometimes, man, a lot of the coaches, you kind of gotta force their hand. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, man, like okay, with a team like Phoenix, now that they okay with a team like Phoenix, if they didn't have like the psychological advantage, see, there's a couple of advantages that a lot of people are not looking at either too. One of the biggest things that I think a lot of people aren't mentioning, South, is the fact that Aiden, uh, keeping him in foul trouble, that cost him. That was one of the things that cost him the last game. And then now that Budenholzer actually sees, okay, this is actually working. They figured it out. Of course, these guys are watching film and everything like that. Now we can go ahead and capitalize on everything. But now let me say this though too. They play two different distinct styles. If you notice, okay. Now in the first couple games, what did you notice? You noticed the first game they actually did not really shoot that many threes, and they didn't shoot a high percentage from three, but they did everything inside in terms of inside the points in the paint and mid range. And then that second game, they outshot the Bucks on 3 pointers. So Monty gave you two different looks. Another thing is that we also have to realize too is that coming into the series, South, I've already told you this. Drew Holiday, as much as I like Drew Holiday, he's a roller coaster offensively. Defensively, you can't fault his effort, but like I said, I think it was the first or the second game, man, he was blowing layups. Like three possessions in a row, man. He missed like layups that were just easy that me or you could make. And it's things like that you look at too. The roller coaster ride, and that's why I said in another video, I said that Drew Holiday, PJ Tucker, and Brooke Lopez have to be the ones to show up. Now it's Brooke Lopez, PJ Tucker. I mean, not Brooke Lopez. Uh, PJ Tucker, Bobby Portis, and Drew Holiday are the ones that are going to be the guys that really show up. Brooke Lopez, I just feel like he's a factor, but he's not that big of a factor. They less of Brooke
But I
Lopez is best.
I think Brook Lopez come in and get a lot of key offensive rebounds and putbacks, and he's a good finisher. In spurts, he's gonna have to play some valuable minutes because like I said, these I think the key for Budenholzer. When I look at Budenholzer, I think he's a dude. He likes to stick to his guns and then make
You
a adjustment at the at the as things get deeper on, he don't like to show everything or show all he can do at once. I've been kind of watching his coaching style now. It could be dangerous. You could get up out of there earlier, but once you show your, cause I'm a think about this. I felt like the Utah coach, the Utah, what happened if
Quinn
you
Snyder.
remember? Yeah, what
Hmm.
happened with him is, and the Clippers is, it's like I think they would have won that series if the adjustment that the Clippers had to make would have been early in the series. But since it came with 2 games left in the series, they never could have didn't have enough time to try to adjust to the style of basketball that the Clippers had to play. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have to agree with that, but I don't know if you remember a lot about that series, but it kind of they were kind of obviously forced to change how they played because Kawhi was out of the lineup.
Man, you something else, man.
You say I'm something else?
Yeah, you are, man.
Now, I'm
Cause
gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it
I
again. I think
no,
Utah
no.
would have won that series if they would have been forced to make an adjustment earlier in that series to
you,
how the Clippers
Utah,
had to play.
Utah South. You know this and I know this. Utah was not going to win that game without Mike Conley Jr. At least being healthy.
No, he played the last game.
Yeah, I said being healthy.
Yeah, no, 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 no,
He
no,
was
no.
not a
They
hundred
they was
percent.
up. No, that when they up, they was up. What? No, they was up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, I understand that, but Mike Conley Jr. He wasn't himself, man. What are they doing? All right, go ahead, bro. You got it.
I felt like they would have won this. They would have had a chance to win that series if they would have been able. If they would have, if the adjustment that they would have need to make would have been early in the series. But the fact that Kawhi got hurt and they started to play a different style of ball, and they could that small ball, they went to even smaller lineups once Kawhi went out, right? And the last 2 games, what you call, didn't really make an adjustment, and they got put up out of there. They didn't win another game. I mean, you don't have to agree with that, but that was what I seen. You know, as well as they shot themselves out of the couple of games, and then that last game, Clippers shot out this world in Game 6. Everybody was hitting shots, but I'm gonna give you another example. I talk about this finals a lot.
Go ahead.
The 2010 finals. They went 7 games. The Lakers and the Celtics, right?
Right.
You remember that whole series they had been playing guarding Rondo the whole series. Then Phil Jackson to start decided in Game 7 in the second half, not even really the second half, the fourth quarter. You know what? We're gonna stop guarding Rondo. And they ended up winning the chip. He waited he waited the whole series to make an adjustment like that. He hadn't thought of it the whole series.
Right.
Rondo been pretty much cooking that whole. He just decided to do that. I think Buddha one of them guys. He like to stick to his guns, and then he'll make a adjustment. He makes adjustments. Like he's the guy that really doesn't show his whole hand. That can backfire. That can backfire on you.
But that backfired on Ty Lue though. South.
You feel like it blackfired on Tyronn
Yeah,
Lue
cause
in the Phoenix series?
you remember what he did.
Okay,
Hey, South. Let's not act like we didn't hear what Ty Lue said. Oh well, I haven't showed everything that I have yet. Remember that?
you feel like it backfired in the Phoenix series? That's what you're
Yeah.
saying? I
I
mean, I
felt like it
disagree,
did.
but you might can persuade me though. I don't think it did,
I felt like it did because
cause
they you
I
get, let me
okay, go
tell
ahead.
you what's the thing that you noticed. What did you notice about L.A.? What was obvious?
I can tell you what was obvious.
They were wore the fuck down.
It, it wasn't because of his coaching. I'm gonna
They
tell you
were
what. They lost 2 games. Listen, the Clippers were the best free throw shooting team for in the league and 3 point percentage team. Am I wrong? They lost game 2 because of free throws, and they lost game 4 because of free throws. It wasn't nothing to do with coaching. They could have easily been up in the series.
no, they could have won, but they were like I said, they were wore down, and then Patrick Beverly was just he didn't he. I'm gonna be real, man. He didn't hold his head. To me, Phoenix. I'm gonna be real with you. Phoenix had it seemed like the Clippers had a psychological advantage because of the physicality and the spark that Beverly was doing, and of course Terrence Mann. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this thing too. But I think that the battle, psychological warfare shifted when uh, Beverly couldn't get to Booker the way that he did. It was
After
like
breaking his
it wasn't
nose
working.
early in the series,
Yeah, mentally,
I
man.
don't. I it's hard for me to get away from they 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 were the best free throw shooting team in the league, and they lost game 2 missing free throws, and they missed
Hmm.
like 6 free throws in the fourth quarter in game 4.
Right. Yeah. I
I
know
mean, that's not a detriment to the coaching.
right, but no, 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 no. Hey, I said that they mentally and somewhat physically they were wore down now
I
because
just don't.
they were so used to relying on the guy you can't rely on Paul George. I mean, he could only do so much, but I think he was exhausted. He hadn't been the primary leader of a franchise since he's been in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? He's not used to hoisting the team on his back. He did it for a couple of games, but then, well, at, 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 towards the end of the series, he couldn't quite, close it out. And that's not taking nothing away from Paul George, but let's just call it what it is, Sal.
Yeah,
He's
it
always going
is.
to need
I
a
mean,
complimentary guy
he
next to him. Go ahead,
he
man.
missed. I mean, you look at game 2, them free throws he missed were big, and in game 4.
Exactly.
But I'm trying
Mentally,
to figure out what the coaching really affected them because I
okay.
feel like he
Well,
put them in a position to win without
okay,
their
but
best player for the rest of the playoffs.
well, see, Tyron Lue, man, uh, he's going to keep his job and everything. But I'm gonna tell you like this though, because they're after Shake Milton right now. They're after Shake Milton, and they're after several other players. If if he doesn't, if he gets a faster backcourt, then they got to also figure out what they're gonna do in terms of Kawhi's situation because he's gonna be out for 9 months with the ACL surgery or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he'll he'll most likely what when will he be back? In 9 months.
You
Um,
you remember I didn't I say something about
no,
that? I said
I'm asking when he will be back. Do you know when
no
that'll be?
no no I don't know, but I don't know if I said something on your panel, came on your panel, but I said I did talk about this. I like we don't know if this dude gonna even be able to play next year. Up,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? You remember I brought that up. Everybody was just acting like you know okay, I'm like, this dude has stopped playing for a reason. We don't know if he had surgery at that point. We didn't know nothing. But everybody's just presupposing that he gonna be ready to go next year. And he gonna be back to the level he been playing at. Like, I don't get that. You know what I mean? I just didn't really get that. Like, how are we just presupposing this guy's gonna be ready to go next year and gonna be ready to play at a level? And you remember I said this. It's been reported that he had a surgery without letting the team know. So that's what, three surgeries, three, four surgeries in 5 years, and now you reaching your 30s. Like, what does the
Yeah,
future really look like for you?
yeah, absolutely, man. You know, like I was on point with you with that, so because I told people, I said, this is what I was telling Goat the other day. I told Goat, I said, look, really, I told Goat and wait, what this? I said, man, realistically, Paul George only has about 2 years at best,
You mean
because
you talking about Kawhi?
yeah.
Oh, you didn't
I
say
mean,
Paul
I
George.
said
Yeah,
Paul George. My bad.
yeah, okay,
Kawhi Leonard.
yeah.
Realistically, Kawhi Leonard only has 2 years left. I'm talking about at a high level because his knees are not going to get better. Then you're talking about
I,
recovery time for a surgery. A lot of people don't know. South, I think you said you tore your ACL.
no,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
never
no, no,
had.
no.
You
No, I
know, no,
haven't
that was
torn nothing.
somebody else, huh?
No, I haven't torn nothing. No, no.
Okay, okay. No, I know that whenever you tear, whether it's ACL, MCL, or whatnot, yeah, you'll be out 9 months or whatever, but you still got to couple that in with rehab, and then you got to get back that knee and that structure and your really
You,
your leg back into
you
the
gotta get
mode
the strength
of that
back.
type of speed again.
Yeah, you got to
So,
get rehab, recovery, and then get back in the game
but guess
shape.
what though, Sal? Guess what though, Sal? Guess what? They're still degenerative.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
still degenerative. They
And this
still gonna
not
break down.
this not your first. And this the and you know I keep bringing this up. Three surgeries and 3 to 4 surgeries in 5 years. It's not like this your first time you had operations on your knees. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I, to be honest with you, I don't know how many years he got left. If he even have one more, I would hope that he can come back and get to and still play at that level that he's been playing. But who really knows, man?
I hope to. I hope so. Man, South, I'm gonna be real with you, man. You probably feel the same way that I do, man. I want Kawhi to play. I think Kawhi is actually one of my best players to watch, and it's not because of his offense, it's because of his defense.
Yeah, but I, you know, I don't know what to expect. I'm not wishing nothing bad on none of these players, but we we assuming that he just going, you know what I'm saying, just come back and just boom, like nothing happened. Man, this like his third or fourth surgery in 5 years. All with the all in the same context of load managing and making all these concessions to prevent this from happening, and it still happened. You know what I mean? All these precautions that he done took for load managing, not playing back to backs, this and that, and then you still get injured. Like, what is, like, I'm just thinking, I'm just looking at it from a perspective of I'm the owner of a franchise, and I'm looking at investing in a player like a Kawhi Leonard with the injury history, with some of the concerns, with a lot of the concessions you have to consider when you bring a player like him into your to your team. Like, the Clippers really better think, they better make a real good decision
Right.
on what they should do, man. Because I'm
Because
gonna be honest with you, if I had to make the investment, I don't think I'm doing it.
what's their cap? What's their cap right now? Because I know that they're like I said, they're after Shake Milton. Uh, that's the
I
only
know it's
other
rumors that John Wall want to come to the
yeah,
Clippers,
John
but I
Wall.
don't know if it's a real rumor. It's just like, man, there's so much shit that fluster out
Probably
here.
just probably just entry. It's probably just entry, but I know that they are targeting Shea Milton. Uh, He see, but I don't want to lose Shake Milton. I don't want, like I told you, South. I don't want to use. I don't want to lose Milton Thibault, and I definitely don't want to lose Maxi.
But you don't want to lose Ben Simmons.
You said what, bro?
Man, it's amazing. Like I be on different panels and stuff. It's amazing how many people have make excuses for Ben Simmons, bro. It's just amazing, man.
What? How they make excuses for him?
Yeah, they make it so talking about he's still young. He got so much potential. But I'm like, listen, man, this dude is pretty much damn near the same player he
so,
was when he reached the league. Like I don't
so,
see, huh,
so, let me,
huh,
nigga. This is Polo. You talking to, and I'm talking to South. Hey,
yeah,
y'all, for y'all that's listening, South is my brother, nigga. We go at it. But
yeah,
the one thing that you can't deny about this motherfucker on this panel right here, this nigga know his basketball. So I conversate with motherfuckers that know back. I'ma conversate with a nigga like T Price himself. I'll conversate with a motherfucker. I even conversate with a motherfucker like Anti. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they go at Anti stuff like that, but Anti knows the shit. Don't get it twisted, and he knows other sports. I conversate with a nigga like C Hill. I conversate with him as I done. I haven't conversated with him in a while. I conversate with LVZ, the one LVZ, Too Raw for TV, of course, Ticket TV. You know what I'm saying? Even Lamont. You know, you got to talk to motherfuckers. Even listen, I know niggas get on his ass. That nigga Goat Mike. You got to talk to motherfuckers that actually
yeah,
know basketball and actually pay attention to the game. Because half of these motherfuckers that get on here, South, man, they just looking at highlights. They looking at one player. They focus on just LeBron or they focus on just that player, and they don't even pay
yeah.
attention to the science of the game. Yo, motherfucking ass, you overly
You
pay
said,
attention to the
hold
science of the
on, here
game
you
to the
go
point
say
where like,
overly.
what the fuck? Like, yeah,
It's,
I
it's
gotta look at this shit. Like, I'll be like motherfucking James and shit like
I
that. Man, I didn't even know that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like the nigga James, you gotta conversate with people like that, man. But
yeah, because everybody
some of these
got
other guys, man, they just be
yeah,
on there, man, just be trying to
but
hear themselves talk, man.
it's really been shocking to me how many people that really feel you know the takes, and it's just my opinion still, but it's like, bro, this dude, they were calling this dude the next LeBron James type player. And the expectations for his expectations to be what they are now, to me, are appalling. They really are. Like, you don't even expect the dude to even score. You you find you people actually having an argument that your team is happy with him only scoring 9 points in the playoffs because that's what they're not paying him to do, to score. I'm like, man, I don't believe that. I know he's not a premier scorer. We understand that by now, but the trajectory and expectations for Ben Simmons have been way higher than what he even at this point of his career, even with it being only what his fifth season, the expectations are higher than what he's put out. Am I wrong, Polo? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Nah. The expectations are very high, and
Yeah.
but they're still shopping him. A lot of teams are still interested in him.
Okay.
The Sacramento Kings, and the Timberwolves. Not the
Yeah.
Pacers. The Pacers aren't. They're no longer interested in him. But check this out, though, South. I didn't. I don't know if you heard this. Uh, the Kings. I want to focus on them for a second. Keep in mind that Marvin Bagley's not happy there, and then they're also talking about Halliburton and Collison, not Collison, Fox, De'Aaron Fox, working out a
Oh,
deal to get Ben Simmons over there. What you think about that, man?
hold on. Trade Fox, or he wants to go play? He wants to play with Simmons. Let me just
No, no, no,
make
no, no,
sure
no.
I'm understanding.
Getting rid of Fox. Either a combination of Fox and Halliburton, or it'll be like Marvin Bagley the third, because Marvin Bagley the third. He's not happy. He's not happy there. I would love to have Marvin Bagley the third.
Yeah, he's a young athletic. What? He's a small forward.
Yeah,
He's small forward. Yeah. Um,
power forward, small forward,
he's a power. Yeah. Um,
and he plays center sometimes too, undersized.
yeah. I haven't watched a lot of Bagley, but I know who you're talking about.
What
Athletic.
man? I love his game because he played for Duke, so
Yeah, I remember him. I remember. You know, you
that was my
said
guy.
Bagley and him for Simmons,
It's either oh
or it's just a lateral trade. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting what you're saying right. Because if you saying they offering both of them for Ben Simmons, you must have you got knocked out, Polo.
you said that's off.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah,
What
I'm
what
still
were you
here. I'm still here.
what were you
Nah,
asking them?
I'm trying to make sure I'm getting understanding what you're exactly saying. So they offering both guys for Ben, or the option of one or the other.
Well, it was a thing where it could be a combination of either Halliburton and Fox, uh, Marvin Bagley, either one of those two guys throwing in there. And I think because you got to think about you touched on this, South. I think you touched on this. It was you and Young. His contract, the price tag is too high.
Yeah, you and this. Do you know what niggas been doing to me, Polo? They've been trying to say I'm trying to count Ben Simmons' money, but if you've been listening to me, what have I been saying? I've been talking about the dude money because it's gonna be important, even if you keep him or if you want to shop him. But niggas trying to act like why you count his money? No, I'm not trying to count his money. It's just it's gonna be big because the dude is making over $30 million. So this is gonna be an issue whether you decide to keep him and he don't perform, or if you gonna shop him. You know what I'm saying? But niggas been out here acting goofy like I'm just you count the man money. No, we know this is gonna be a with a dude making that type of money. It's gonna be a concern when you try to move him or you gonna keep him. You know. But I mean, Paulo, you still there? He must be in a bad area now.
Yeah, I'm still here, Sal. I'm still here. I'll
Yeah,
be up in.
but
Yeah. Okay. So what did they were they trolling or something, man?
yeah, well, it's been an ongoing conversation. Like it's been had like 4 or 5 times, and I keep bringing up his money because it's important not to try to talk. It's important on if they gonna keep him or shop him because he's making um after this year he gonna be making in the mid 30s. Then it goes his contract go up to damn near 40 million. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna
Right.
be a concern for you trying to shop him and people seeing the
Okay.
value in what they can do with him moving forward. As far as
Right.
pieces to put away, like people trying to act goofy, like I'm bring up this dude money because I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Nah, 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 nah. But no, no. See, that's the thing, though. And see, the Lakers. See, that's what I was talking about. See, the Lakers they focus on Colin Sexton, right? But I was like, okay, so is New York, and so are several other teams. But New York most likely will probably end up winning. Why? Because they have the most cap space. Even though
And they
some
got
people,
assets.
huh?
And they got assets. Probably.
Voodoo.
They got cap space, assets, whatever
Yeah,
they
yeah, they
need to
got
do to
70.
get
Yeah,
players.
70. It's like 70 mil. And so, like, the thing about it is, you said if you going to like focus on Colin going to LA, man, you're gonna have to do a whole bunch. You're gonna have to make they could try to do it, but it's gonna be very difficult and stuff. And the stuff
Yeah,
that you're gonna have to
and
do is gonna be real difficult. Whereas if you move him to a place like New York, it would be easy peasy, and then go
yeah,
ahead and make some other move combination
yeah,
with that. And then let me get this out too, Todd. Before I wanted
yeah,
to touch on something that you said in reference to Ben Simmons. Well, it's piggybacking off of it. A lot of people didn't realize that Charlotte was focused on him. They were going to do a thing where just right after Philly had taken the deal and said it took the deal off the table with the Pacers for that Bogdan and Jeremy Lamb and a 2022 pick. Charlotte, that's when they came in there and they wanted to throw in Gordon Hayward and I think another pick for Ben Simmons. But I think that that deal was off because they're looking at Gordon Hayward and his,
yeah.
him being his
Injury,
injury and
yeah,
stuff.
his injury, prone history, and stuff like that. And the thing about it, with Ben, people make up the point. You kind of made it too. People want him. Like, yeah, I would assume people will, smaller markets would love to have a Ben Simmons because they feel like they could. That's a risk they will be able to. They willing to take. But a lot of the more competitive teams, that already got big superstar contracts on, with him making that money, it's a high risk for them to take. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I kept bringing up with the money. Most of the competitive, the teams that's contending have cap issues, right? You most of them have cap. Most of the big market, the big market, all the contending teams have cap issues. So of course, a player making the type of money he's making, if you want to make a move for him, it's gonna be a concern. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's why it's important to talk about how much money he's making. If you think especially if you think he gonna get moved to a contender team. So
right.
yeah, a lot of teams gonna want him, but more likely it's gonna be smaller market teams to say, look, hey, we don't really have a star player, but we can bring in a project like being, and hopefully we can develop him and take that chance and develop him, unlike Philly was able to do.
Right.
You know, but I don't know. The thing about it, we went down this before. We can go down it a little bit if you want to, but Ben is not to me. It's nothing. It's nothing that I've seen that show me that he desires to want to become a better player. Now, could I be wrong? Maybe I could. I'm not. Did I say that emphatically he doesn't want to get better? No, I didn't. But Polo, is there anything you seen that show you that this dude desire to want to become a better player and reach
Uh,
some of those expectations that people seen him becoming and projecting coming into the league?
not. Yeah. And I know you don't like talking about stuff like this, but yeah, Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. Yeah, that's what he desired. Nah, I'm just playing. But nah, listen. The only way.
You cut out, Polo. I don't know if you were still talking. But yeah,
Can you
now
hear
you
me,
back.
bro?
You back now.
Okay. No, I was just saying this. I said this. If if somebody makes him mad and somebody makes him mad to the point where they tell him, oh, he can't play defense or something like that, then yeah, then he'll start playing good. But other than that, uh, that I just don't see his mentality. Australian team didn't even want him. You see when they played against Australia, he wasn't on there.
Oh yeah. But hold on. Can you hear me? Yeah, but a
Yeah, I can
bad
hear you.
optic. But he did have a bad optic a couple of days ago. He was, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't like nitpicking players in the media, but they showed him at Wilmington with his significant other, you know, kissing and all that. And I don't really like to get into it, but the optics don't look good on you, Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much been the same player outside of becoming a better defensive player, but that was something that you've always been a pretty good defensive player, and you added a little bit more to that. But
Right.
the biggest issue with your game is still glaring. Is a glaring issue. We compare you to a young star player like Greek Freak because y'all have similar paths, even though really his expectation coming in the league were higher than the Greek Freak. You know what I mean? But we've seen how Greek Freak game has grown exponentially, where you pretty much damn near the same player outside of becoming a little bit better of a defensive player. You know what I mean? And then you can make an argument that you have regressed into, you know what I'm saying, getting into the playoffs, because you have this now it seems like you have this mental issue as far as shooting the basketball, and that's something you don't know it that's something that might not can't be fixed on the basketball court. You know
They
what I
don't.
mean?
They don't understand South, man. They never will understand. They sit up there, man, and they'll compare a guy just because okay, the guy coming into the league isn't that great of a shooter. Then automatically they'll be like, oh yeah, well look at Giannis, same thing. No, because they don't have the same mentality. Giannis wants to get better. Giannis,
Yeah.
and the thing that separates
He
Ben
shows
Simmons
a
from
desire to
Giannis,
get better.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's willing to do whatever it takes to stay on the floor. If I got to play
Yeah.
defense on CP3, guess what? I just go. So be it. I'll do it. If I got to go ahead and hit my free throws to make the team better, guess what? That's what he did because he hit 8 in a row. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that people were trolling him about. Now he's getting better at it. Oh man, Giannis, what you doing, man? You trying to shoot the turnaround? Oh, okay, but just last month you said he can't shoot, but now that he's hitting the turnaround and shit, y'all saying like, what the hell are you doing? So, you understand what I'm saying, Sal?
you said it. Yeah. Yeah.
So he
It's
can't
like certain
win.
players get to a point where once you get put in the doghouse, no matter what you do,
Hmm.
people not gonna ever like you. The LeBron
Whether you
effect.
do or whether you don't.
Greek kind of like that. Yeah, Greek getting to that point too. Well, I ain't like Greek up to this point, so it don't matter what the hell he do, because it ain't gonna be enough.
I want, hey,
He-
and honestly, I want them to keep hating on him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I want them to keep trolling him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's gonna make them better. You know what I'm saying?
and
They a lot of people don't realize this. You probably do, but other people don't because they didn't have social media back in the day. Man, they trolled Jordan all the time. They trolled Magic Johnson. They call him Tragic John. They called him Tragic Johnson. They said that even though Magic Johnson over his career he shot well over 80% from the free
yeah,
throw line or whatever, but they criticized him. You know that said that he couldn't do certain things, but guess what? He got better. They trolled Kareem Abdul-Jabbar after that shit. Not that much, but they did it when he played terrible against that. I think was it the second year they played Boston. He had a
see,
horrible game.
see, one thing I
A
learned
horrible.
about your typical fan is most of them have a short term memory, or they have no more or less they have selective memory. More or less
Right.
today, they remember the stuff they want to love, and they remember the stuff they want to hate about players. That's how it is. They have this selective memory. You know what I'm saying? But somebody who see the game objectively, and they look throughout history, they're able to see that a lot of the stuff that players in some capacity dealt with deal with today, they dealt with it in some nature and during the time when older players dealt with it in a different way and during their time. It might have just been it might not have been the same exact thing, but it was similar situations, you know.
Right. That's a good point, man. Uh,
And you know,
you
I
know,
always make a big point to bring that up. But go ahead.
nah, nah, nah. Everybody like you would be surprised, man. South man. A lot of kids they think that uh, it was Stone Age. Like they didn't really say anything, or they didn't have social media stuff like that. No, people were talking, and people were doing some of the similar things that they're doing now in terms of criticism and stuff like that. But it's just that, you know, back in those times, South, I think what I would go to Slam, I would go to Source Sports, magazines like that where you had to actually read the interviews, newspapers, even Ebony and Jet magazine and stuff like that. I'm talking about entertainment appeal and stuff like that. It wasn't always until the computer just started to become more prevalent and stuff like that. But people act like it was just Stone Age, and these people didn't really say nothing just because they didn't have a Twitter, they didn't have a Facebook, they didn't have an IG, or some of these other things that where they could, express their opinions and stuff.
Exactly. I said a lot of the stuff that happens now happen in a certain capacity at different times. You know, it's just we have more access to the information now, or to false information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the
What
only
what
difference.
what a Bill Cartwright? Well, I know. Hey, Shot, you gonna laugh at this? I read Jordan Rules. I read Jordan Rules when I was like in the seventh grade, man, and I didn't really even quite understand it, but because I went to go, I went to Virginia to stay, stay with the pops for just a little bit or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, and he was like, man, he said you have no earthly no, because my pops was he played ball. He was like, you have no earthly clue as to what you're reading. And now that I look at it, I'm like, damn.
Just cut out.
Hold on one second, Sal. Hold on.
Okay, okay.